Hey, everybody. What? I don't know where they went. And we just had them. I wore them yesterday. So. Oh, shoot. Hello. I'm blurry. There we go. Now I'm in focus. Although I'm looking like a little bit like a hot mess this morning. Were they like, if it was a snake, it would have bit you? If it was a snake, it would have bit you. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you finding them.
Hi, Sammy.
Hello, hello. Let me know what's in your cup and what's on your hook this morning. Good morning. Almost lunchtime though, but good morning.
Bless you.
There we go. Now I look smart. Good morning. Hi, Jamie. Happy New Year to you too. So, what's in your cup and what's on your hook this morning, Jamie? Oops, sorry. You get a good look at my arm right there. Hi, Sanita. How are you? Oh, you're making blue hats. I saw where you posted that. You drank your pot of caffeine already. I get up. This is cup number 3. But and I'm sure if you've been with me for a little bit, you've heard this, but I make a very weak cup of coffee. So hi, Shannon. How are you doing? Hey, David. How are you? Oh, you have to go to work? Oh, Shannon, I'm sorry. Well, hopefully you can, chat with us for a little bit. I always enjoy that. Hi, Liza. How are you? Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. In fact, my questions for today are going to be all New Year's related. Those of you just coming in, let me know what's on your hook, what's in your cup. My hair is looking a little crazy. I think I got one eyebrow darker than the other. I was just noticing that. Not that y'all care as much, but I was just noticing that. So you just finished that hat yesterday and halfway through the second one. Awesome. And you're making all blue hats, right? For Hat Not Hate? You have coffee. So David has some coffee. Leftover stew is an early lunch, which sounds amazing. In fact, we're going to be making stew today. Beef stew. Yep. And you have a poncho on the hook. Awesome. You have Liza has coffee and knitting a hat. Awesome. You're still working on gifts. Oh no. Are you almost done with gifts? Do you guys have like a late get together or you're just going to ship them off when you're done? Sanita, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you're making those hats. In fact, I need to make a few hats for that. When does that end? In May? Do we need to get, not you can make them all the time, but when does that end in May? I'm going to try and lighten up my darker eyebrow. So bear with me here because it's going to bug me while I'm talking to you guys. Hi, Michelle. How are you? The poncho is a late gift because the first one didn't work out. Okay, I get that. I need to rework the first one and write it up as a pattern. Oh, awesome. Another pattern from David. Love it. What did I do with my... I was going to put on some lip balm, but apparently... Oh, there it is. Found it. I got to charge up my watch. I'm a mess today. Okay, so they need to be there by... And I'm just making sure if you do the American way of... So either August 1st or January 8th. Oh, August 1st is when the hats need to be there. Okay, so I got plenty of time. Awesome. And talking about hat not hate. Ooh, so Jamie has on the hook a blanket throw for her sister's couch. Awesome. Okay, so that's cool. So David says that one of his goals for this year is monetizing his patterns. Okay, are you going to do that through Etsy or Ravelry or both? That's right. So anybody wanting to make hats for Hat Not Hate, those are blue hats. They need to be predominantly blue. I think they say on their site, I think it's 70 or 80% blue. It says you can Sanita is letting us know that you can visit the site at hatnothate.org. You need to do some research into channels for doing this. Gotcha. Okay. I actually, whenever I only have one pattern that I've written up and put on for sale. It's a real cheap pattern, but it was I do it through both Etsy and Ravelry. Because people tend to go where they're familiar. So if they're familiar buying patterns on Etsy, that's where they're going to spend their money. If they're more used to using Ravelry, then that's where they're going to spend their money. 70% blue. Okay, thank you, Sanita. I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't remember. Michelle is still working on that gorgeous mosaic. If you guys are not a member of the Yarn Hookers Facebook group, go join it and check out the picture that Michelle posted of her mosaic blanket that she's working on. Gorgeous. How long did it take for you to get like that much done? Because to me, I see that and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's a year's worth of work. Shannon says, I'm making hats for them this year. I just learned about it last year. Same here. I just learned about it last year. I actually learned it from Crystal with Bag a Day. Actually, I don't know if I learned about it from Crystal. I think she I learned more about it from her, but I do subscribe to the Lion Brand channel. And Shari, is that her name? The one that does all the social media stuff. Anyway, I learned about it by watching the Lion Brand channel, and then I learned more about it by watching Crystal. Shira, I think it is. Okay, yeah. About 3 weeks, Michelle. I am floored. Because that is, to me, I see that and I'm like, I would never get that done. So I am floored. What's on my hook is I am going to try and finish up the baby blanket, the squares, and so I can get that tutorial done. And then I am also working on a shrug. And that is part of the Facebook challenge because I have never made... it's funny, I was talking about it. I've never made wearables before, but I have made hats. I've made fingerless gloves. I've made scarves and cowls and stuff like that. So I guess those are wearables. But when you start adding in things like sleeves and legs and stuff, it gets a lot more complex. So I'm actually making a shrug. And I'm making it with that gorgeous hometown yarn. Let me show you. I took a picture of it. Like this beautiful, beautiful yarn. And I'm going to be posting one of these pictures on Instagram, but that yarn, do you guys see that? Instead of making a wrap, I'm making a shrug. I'm so excited. It is so soft. It's so amazing to work with. It's so easy. I should try it also. You know, and Ginger keeps telling us that we need to give that a shot. That we need to try that. It's just so intimidating because the pattern design is so intricate. But you're right. I should try it. Happy New Year to you, Linda. Hello. Let us know what's in your cup and what's on your hook. And I'm also going to ask my first. So these are going to be kind of reflection of the past year questions. So the first one is, what is the single best thing that happened to you in 2020? I know 2020 was a crazy effed up year, right? But I know that a lot of us had something amazing happen to us. So what is that amazing thing that happened to you in this past year? For me, it was my YouTube channel. It's all you guys. I have not watched Tina's videos, but I've heard stuff about her. You know, honestly, I need to get to the point where I can sit down and focus on it. Or make myself do it, one or the other. But I have so many other things in my pipeline, I guess, that I just haven't had time to look at it. Getting to work from home, right, Sanita? Isn't that I have been working from home for about 7 years now, so that isn't anything new for me. That's so amazing, Shannon. Shannon says, I fell in love with this amazing man. That is so cool. I love that. And Linda says she just finished a cushion cover and sewing it up. And she's drinking water because you're good like that, Linda. Ooh, Michelle got a new grandson. Ooh, that's awesome. Congratulations. I am using my Yarn Hookers mug. Yes, this is the Christmas gift. And if any of you guys didn't watch our gift exchange, it was December 19th. This is what I gave all of the hookers. So, yes, I'm using my Yarn Hookers mug. And David says it does seem like it requires a lot of focus, talking about mosaic crochet, which it might. I think like the single line that you're on may not. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna do it eventually. I'm probably not gonna start with a blanket though. I'll probably start with like a mug rug or something smaller, or like the front of a pillow, a throw pillow or something. Oh, and Michelle says that she does. She also suggests Tina. Okay, so Tina Good needs to go. Now, Tina, what's the name of Tina's channel? And I don't have my notebooks in front of me. Of course, I don't have my notebooks. I got stickies. That'll work. Where are my pens at? Okay. And that may be the case. So I'll just do like Tina and mosaic crochet. Because Tina with 2 ends is not common. So you're right about that, David. Liza says, being able to work from home. Yes. Isn't that amazing? I normally work takes me at least 4 to 5 hours to and from work. Oh my Lord, you got one heck of a commute. So if you're working an 8-hour day, then that's an additional 4 to 5. So that's wow. I bet. Hopefully it'll stay that way even after everything calms down. I bet you a lot of people realize that commute working is very economical because you don't need to have as much space. There's certain people that you want in an office to be the face of the company. But if there's people who do administrative stuff, there's no reason for them to be in an office. So, yeah. I think the fringe at the ends of the row suggests a lengthwise scarf. What? You talking about mosaic? Like it would be better to do a scarf as opposed to like a pillow cover, like a front of a pillow. All right, and then anybody who's popping in and didn't hear the question, I have asked, what is the single best thing that has happened to you in 2020? Oh, not better or worse, but another option. That's true. That's very true. You did a baby blanket first. Okay, and baby blankets are a blanket that's much more palatable when you're first starting stuff. So I can understand that. Linda says, the most amazing thing for me was restarting my crochet journey. Yes. And making friends with so many hooking friends. That this community, amazeballs. Hey, Kate, I became a hooker. There you go. Exactly. Yay. That's one of the yarn hookers is one of my best things, but that ties into me starting my channel. So I started my channel in 2020 and everything that goes with that has been amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's hard work. If anybody's not doing it and thinking about it, it is hard work. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love the process as well as like crochet. So if you're just going into it thinking that it's going to be a cash cow, you're not going to see cash for a very long time. So just a heads up, you have to love it. David says, the yarning community, some have become good friends quickly. Yay! I know the yarning community is amazeballs. Absolutely amazeballs. So I need to, I never did do your Christmas questions. I saw them, David. I didn't get a chance to do them. I had my sister in town over Christmas, so I didn't get a chance. I did get your package though, by the way. So you'll see that video going up soon where I show off all your awesome work. All right. So the second question that I have for today is, this might be a loaded question, but what is the single most challenging thing that happened to you in 2020? They came to you late. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you, David. Wait, when it was over 2 days ago, when you said, bye, Felicia. You see my cup, Kate? I was so excited to see you using yours, especially since you and Ginger got yours late. You had some serious health issues, not COVID related. Okay. Well, and have you gotten through that, or is it still something that you're working on? Right. Right, Kate. So I was actually going to say something similar. Not that I became a hooker, although we've been giving each other a lot of work. The yarn hookers have been giving each other a lot of work, and if you want to know more about that, you need to tune in tonight. But yeah, just the most rewarding and the most challenging thing for me last year was starting the YouTube channel. Getting a handle on things, getting things organized, getting things moving in kind of a systematic way so that things come out on a consistent basis. Because I promise that I try to do one video at a minimum each week, if not two. But it can be overwhelming I'm looking at something up here, but anyway, it can be overwhelming at times. David says, LOL, Kate. Jamie says, single most challenging thing for me was spending 24/7 with my husbands and kids since March 2020 homeschooling. You know what? I have changed my answer, actually. My most challenging thing for me in 2020, and you reminded me of this, Jamie, is my daughter her schooling, her taking classes, doing the classwork at home. My daughter is an A student. She is an A student, and the fact that here's what's so frustrating is she's an A student, but yeah, she was last semester, the one that just ended, she got 2 D's by 1 point apiece and 2 F's, and it's been exceptionally frustrating. She does not do well with online education at all, and I don't have the time to sit there and hover over her like one needs to make sure she gets her work done, because I'm working. So yeah, yes. And I did not meet that challenge, nor did my daughter. So, and we're going into this new semester with the same setup. So I just don't know. I just don't know. But she went from a 3.4 GPA and it has plummeted with the last semester. Plummeted. Hi, Sherry. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm sorry, that was a little serious, but that was my challenge. And my last question was, so what I've asked so far this morning is I've asked, what's the single best thing that happened to you in 2020? And what was the single most challenging thing that happened to you in 2020? Jamie says, Kate, I am getting withdrawals from not watching you open up yarn every day. Wasn't that awesome? And I need to see how you rework your yarn room because you've got so much yarn. Okay, that's cool. So David says he's getting better, waiting to hear about a disability claim. Good. I'm glad. And I hope that works out well for you. And Sherry says, morning, Melanie. Morning, everyone in chat. And Shannon says, getting used to wearing a mask at work for 8 hours. Oh, I bet. See, I work from home, so I rarely wear my mask, but if I go out, I wear it. And even just like a few hours of mask wearing, now you get used to it over time, but when I first started wearing it, just like a couple hours of mask wearing, and I felt like I was about to suffocate. So I feel you on that one. More power to you. My husband works in retail and he has to wear his mask like 8 to 10 hours a day. So it took him a little bit to get used to it. He actually had to come home because he has asthma. So he actually had to come home one day because his asthma just kind of flared up. And Michelle says school is very challenging with her daughter as well. Yeah, it's... Yes. Momo Ed, I am so sorry. I have no clue what you're saying. I am English only, so I am very sorry. Let me see if I can throw this in Google Translate or something. Okay, give me a second. You guys, I'm off screen, so I can't see what you're typing, but I am... Okay, so what that says is it's, and I'm gonna probably mispronounce it, but Guten Abend aus Mannheim. It means good evening from Mannheim. So good evening to you as well. Thank you so much for joining me. And Sherry says the best thing that happened to me was getting to have 5 more months with my father. That's bittersweet. That is good. The worst thing was losing him on Halloween due to complications from having strokes. Yeah, that sounds like a very bittersweet. So you got the extra time, but you still lost him all the same. So Sue says, I work 2 jobs, 16 hours of mask wearing. Sue, hello. Welcome to my channel, by the way. But Sue, wow, 16 hours. Whew. Yeah, that's a challenge. Liza says ordering online was a challenge. Yes, and I know we've talked about that in comments, and I remember you mentioning that before. I've never ordered online, so I was totally nervous about it. It took me 1 month to finally decide to choose, so I learned something new. That's awesome. Which, by the way, Lion Brand has 5 for 10 right now. And I took advantage of that. I wasn't going to buy any yarn this month, but I couldn't pass up the 5 for 10 because they have some really nice yarns. So, anything? Oh, how cool. All right. I got Happy Mail, but I just got it handed to me. Let's see here. And okay, yeah. Ed says good evening from Mannheim. Yes. Thank you, David. I appreciate that because that took me a minute. Sanita says, me too. I thought I was going to die wearing mine and I went to pick up meds. Now I get everything shipped or brought to me. Yes, absolutely. You do get used to it, but it's still more power to those people that wear them 8 or more hours a day.
Like me?
Yeah, that's my husband saying like me. I already told them that you do that. Instacart was another best thing. Oh my gosh, Sanita. I wish, that I live in a small town in the mountains and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But the one there, now I say 2 things. Excuse me. 2 things that they don't have here is like Uber. No, not Dunkin' Donuts. I don't care about that. Uber, that kind of thing, like Uber or Lyft. Or even really any public transportation. And they also do not have things like Instacart or Grubhub or anything like that. Of course, I don't know that anybody would want to come and deliver to me. We'd probably get red flagged because of my driveway. My driveway, I think it's probably not quite a 45-degree angle, but it feels like it. It's probably like a 30 to 40-degree angle, but it's pretty steep. So, yes, David, that's very true. So David says, of course, you have to choose your yarn from those Lion Brand makes available for the deal. But I got good stuff. They have some great stuff on the deal. So it's only certain colorways and certain yarns that are available for the 5 for 10. But still, getting yarn at $2 a piece, and it's some good yarn. So it's not like they just picked their yarn that are the throwaways because nobody wanted them. No, they have some good yarn. It's just they're expiring the colorway, I bet. So there was a mandala, which I got some of that, and there is the ice cream thick. It's like a plush yarn, so I got some of that, and then what else? I can't remember, but y'all will see the haul when it comes in. I can help you avoid going off to a translate. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Hi, Bev. How are you? And Bev says, hello, Mel and Yarny friends. And I'm going to back up a little bit because I missed some stuff. So I think Kate mentioned, so Kate says, Jamie, I opened yarn today and there's a giveaway. So then going down a little bit, Jamie goes, ooh, when is that video coming out? And let me see. I am just scrolling down real quick. Shannon says, I'm so thankful my girls are out of school. My grandson is doing kindergarten. I'm proud of all the people teaching their kids. Isn't it amazing? I mean, there's people doing a heck of a lot better job than I am. I'm not doing a good job. But then again, my child is in high school. So my job is to help her, which she doesn't listen well. So love her to death. She's just like me. Not a good listener. Well, I listen well, but like whenever, the authoritative voice tells me what to do, you know how it goes. Mini me. Okay. And Sherry says, Lion Brand is one of my favorite yarn companies. It actually is one of the yarn companies that I order from the most as far as individually. I do order from Mary Maxim, but I usually just get a monthly club from Mary Maxim or some kits and stuff like that from Mary Maxim, not the individual yarn. And then occasionally I'll order from Yarn Inspirations, but they don't have the deals like Lion Brand does. Lion Brand has some amazing deals. And then Hirschner's is the other. So my two favorite sites to order from are Hirschner's and Lion Brand. They usually have the best deals. I can usually get deals where I'm getting yarn for like $1 to $2 a skein. Every once in a while, I'll spend more than that on a yarn, especially if I'm looking for something specific. Hey, Kate, I don't know if you were in the channel or even if you were still in the channel. So you remember whenever I asked you the question about how many yards I needed for a project on this one particular yarn? So this yarn, I'm actually using it for this. It's not going to be focused for me, but can you see the yarn? It's the Hometown, that teal tweedy color. Lakeside, I think it's called. Maybe it's not Lakeside. No, it's Key Largo something. Anyway, yeah, I'm making a shrug with it. And it's going to go by so quick. So in the shrug, there's only like 34 rows and 64 stitches. But I'm making it with like a 15 millimeter hook. So that's going to go quick. But I'm not going to share it until later this month. All right. Anyway, I'm getting more and more behind. So Jamie says, anytime I go, that means that my chat jumped up and I got to go find my spot again. Just to translate my noises. Jamie says, Kate, I seriously contemplated sending you a package with 64 granny squares and a jumbo skein of yarn to construct my cardi for me. And Sherry says, I wear a mask 7.5 hours a day, and I can't wait to get outside after work to rip it off my face. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yesterday, especially in the summer, like right now when it's cold outside, it's nice to have the mask on. But and also I can't wear these glasses when I have the mask on. So I go in the grocery store and I can't see anything like on the signs because I can't wear these glasses because they get all fogged up. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, but right now it's warm. But in the summer, just all the heat and it was just, yeah, I feel you. I've been doing it since they said it was mandatory. I hate it. Yep, Sherry, I understand completely. And Sanita says, oh, that sucks. David says the only mandala they had was the very color way I'd used for the shawl I recently did pics of. Yes, it was the Valkyrie. That was the only colorway they had. I bought some more anyway. Yes, so did I. I only bought 3. What I did is so to make a baby blanket, you need one, usually like about 1,000 yards, right? Or to make several things. So if you get about 1,000 yards worth of something, and sometimes I look up if it's chunky weight, you need a little bit less, a little bit. Anyway, yeah. So I looked that up and I bought. What I bought was based on if I could do a good size project with it, which somebody else was telling me about that. And they mentioned it. Who was it? That Pam? I don't know. My memory is horrible. But anyway, I like that idea. I think it was actually somebody in. No. Yeah. One of my haul comments. Yeah. Hi, Maribel. How are you? Ooh, Deal Genius. I'll have to check that out, Sanita. So Sanita's saying try Deal Genius too. And Shannon says, I'm off to work for an enjoyable, thanks for an enjoyable morning. Well, you are very welcome and thank you so much for joining me. And Sherry says, typical teenager, same with my stepson. Yeah. Okay, so you understand where I'm coming from on that one. And Linda says, I'm hoping to order some Lion Brand on the internet this year as I would like to try the yarn. What is a good time to get? Right now, I mean, really, if you're looking to try some Lion Brand yarn, they are having their 5 for 10. So you get 5 skeins for $10. Now, you have to fill up with 5. So if you put 4 skeins in there, it's going to be at full price. But if you put 5 skeins in there, they're $10. for all of it together. So yeah, right now is an amazing time to go and check out that deal. That's $2 a skein, and you're not going to get that usually. That's an amazing deal, unless something's going on true clearance, like red line clearance. You usually don't get much better than $2 a skein, unless you're shopping at Hirschner's, because Hirschner's will sometimes have skeins for $1 a piece. Tammy says, "Morning, y'all. Late again. No problem." And she says, "Happy New Year." And hey, Lori, I did get your email. Not ignoring you. Just haven't had a chance to really dig into that. I need to go look at that episode that you were talking about. Lori says, "Hi, everyone. Live hopping today. Yay. Well, I'm glad to see you." And Tammy says, "I've used Deal Genius and got Colorscapes for cheap. It's become one of my favorite yarns." That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to have to go check out this Deal Genius thing. I'm assuming that's a website, right? Linda says, "Thank you." And hey, Veronica, how are you? Veronica says, "Hello, Melanie, and all in this chat group." And she says, "Good morning." And Jean's here. She says, "Good morning from Southern Cal." Good morning, Jean. And Jean, I know you're going to ask me, but I have not finished my blankets. Only because I ended up not going to the one place for my Christmas blanket. I will get them finished. But I have a couple things I have to finish first for this month. To get like my baby blanket, I want to get that tutorial out there. And then I need to get a pattern written for something else. And then another project. So yeah, anyway, I know I'm being vague, but that's only because stuff's going to be introduced as the month goes along. So yeah, Maribel was wondering about the blankets. Yes, I know, right? I didn't even have time. I mean, I have discovered, which you guys may have seen where I mentioned this in the last Yarn Hookers live. I am not a vlogger. I can vlog every once in a while, but I start to not know what to say. So because I feel like I don't have anything interesting to say. So then that comes across, I feel like, on the vlog. So I'm just not a dynamic vlogger. So I'm not going to do that next year. I'm better at teaching. I'm better at showing and stuff like that. So that's where I'm good at. I'm not so good at vlogging. And Tammy Twyford, I think is what you told me. It says, "Morning, Melanie and friends. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year." Maribel says, "Hi, Veronica." Sandra says, "Hello. Hello back at you." I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here, Sandra. If I have seen you before, I'm so sorry. Oh, and you guys, you know what? I did want to apologize for last week. I had every intention of being here the day after Christmas. But we had some snow on Christmas Day, so we did get a white Christmas. But it melted a little, and then it refroze, which means when that happens, and I live in the woods, so when that happens, that means that trees bust and they fall, and they take down lines with them, and that happened. So I was without power until about 12:30 that day. So yeah, that's why it wasn't on. And Veronica says, "Good morning, Maribel." Jean says, "Melanie, be gentle with yourself. It's your holiday and you're amazing us." Thank you, Jean. Mwah, you're so sweet. Thank you. Lori says, "Mel, are you into planners too?" Yes, I am. I've not done it lately because I just don't have the room for it. But I used to do the whole like the whole I would spend on Sunday, I would spend like 2-3 hours just going through and decorating a planner and then planning out my week. But I stopped doing it whenever I got the job that I'm in right now, which I'll be at this job 4 years May. And the reason being is this job was just so much coming in and so much I had to do that to sit down and do a planner each week, I couldn't fit everything that I needed to do in that. So it just wasn't the right way for me to plan anymore. I will tell you though, Ginger got me hooked on Asana. Yeah, I am really loving Asana because you have like your task, right? You have like a big task, and then you set up subtasks below that, and oh yeah, that speaks to my heart. But and to finish what Lori was saying, I think I remember you mentioning it before. I bought my first Happy Planner yesterday, and I'm already addicted. I love Happy Planner. I love it. And I may get back into it for other reasons, but for right now, it's just I have too much going on with my personal life with the YouTube stuff, and I have too much going on. It's just not enough room for me to do my full plan, is really what it boils down to. I was losing information. But I understand that love. I understand it like tons because I was totally into it. I actually even have an Instagram. I think it's called Love of Planning, where I did some stuff, but I haven't posted to that in years. Maribel says, I put stuff aside and get back to it months later, sometimes, especially big projects. Yes, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'll probably end up doing, what I'll end up doing is getting my husband's done first, and then finishing up the other ones. Ooh, so Kathleen says she bought her first crochet planner, which is awesome. You're gonna tell us about this crochet planner. I mean, like, is this something we can buy on Amazon or something? Tell me about that. I would love to know. And Sandra says, hello, Veronica, Kathleen. I read that one. And Kate says, sorry, guys, got distracted by the 5 for 10 sale. Right? Oops. I bought yarn. That's what Kate said. Me too. Right? So it's very limited. Well, it's not very limited. It is limited to specific types of yarn and specific colorways, but it's not all horrible stuff. So it's worth, the sale is so worth it. It really is. Hi, Judy. How are you? Judy says, hi, Melanie. Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. And I'm going to re-ask my first 2 questions and ask the third question here in a minute. I'm just playing catch up for a second. David says, I've just started using Google Tasks for projects, which Google, and that's what I was using before. I was using Google Keep to like keep lists and stuff and information that I needed and do checklists and stuff like that. And then also Google Tasks. But Asana, I can tie into my Google Calendar, and it's just so much more robust than anything that I've seen. But it does cost money. There is a monthly fee. To me, to stay organized, totally worth it. Totally worth it. I think the basic plan, which is what I pay for, is like $15 a month. So worth it for me. Oh, hang on. I'm backing up. Maribel says, hi, Judy. Happy New Year. And Jamie says, I learned something new this morning. People in the USA went out in the middle of nowhere. They call it in the woods. Perhaps, but I really am in the woods. Like, we can't grow anything like vegetable wise. We can't have a garden here because it's so shaded because of all the trees. So it's like somebody just made like this little plot and dropped our house on it in between a bunch of trees. In fact, when I first moved here, one of my biggest fears was trees falling on the house. So yeah, I really am in the middle of the woods. But yeah, you're right. A lot of people will say that. Kathleen says she bought it on Amazon. So that crochet planner she bought on Amazon. What's the name of it, Kathleen? Jamie, Kate says, Jamie, and in Canada, right? That's how you guys pronounce it, right? Canada. I'm sorry. In Canada, we call it being in Canada. And Lori says, I've been hearing Ginger talk about that app, but I am just more the visual. And I get that. I really do. I get that. Because that's the way I've been. And it's nice to see it mapped out. But I have way too much going on right now. I feel like this will also help me with one of my crafty goals of getting back into scrap. Yes. And you know what, Lori, look up, which I mentioned this to, and this may have been where you heard me mention it, because I mentioned something to Julie and Yarn Hookers last week. But what is it? What is it? Look up memory planning or something like that on YouTube. And there's a whole subsect of like planning stuff that is just using like the Happy Planner and using it, taking little pictures, using like the HP, I can't remember the name, but the little printers that print out the small square pictures, and then doing like memory planning that way. It's so cool. And there's some amazing talent out there. I'm telling you. Jamie says, you live in the woods. Ginger told us this morning she and her family are away in the woods. They actually are. They actually are. They're in the woods. I've seen pictures. They got snow. It's gorgeous. I don't know if she showed you guys the pictures. And I got a runny nose all of a sudden. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm just going to holler at my child for a second to get me some tissue. Ro? Mary says, hey there from Texas. Hi, Mary. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you mind getting me some tissue? Okay. And Kate says, or Dog River, because you can tell me that your dog, ran away, and then you can tell me it took 3 days. What? I'm probably missing a reference there. I know I'm missing a reference there. Beth says, hi, Kate. And Jamie says, Kate, we call it the bush or simply outside. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys, and I'm so sorry for wiping my nose, but my nose got runny all of a sudden. I think it was because my husband sprayed some cleaning stuff, and that I react to that sometimes. All right, so I'm going to ask the first two questions again, and then I'm going to ask, I'm so sorry, excuse me. And then I'm going to ask the third question. So the first question I asked earlier today was, what is the single best thing that happened this past year in 2020? I know there was a lot of bad that happened, but what is the one best thing that happened to you this year? And then the second question was, what is the single most challenging thing that happened in this past year in 2020? And then number 3 is, and this might actually be the same as number 1, but we'll see. What was an unexpected joy from 2020? All right, I'm going to get back to the comments. Veronica says, you need to do that to be organized in my project and my projects and get agenda for this. So you want to get an agenda for this year? Yeah, I get it. There's a lot going on, right, Veronica? Oh, and she says, sorry, I need to get, yep. I understood. I got you. You're good. Jamie says, Kate, corner gas. Heart, 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 heart. I think that there's a conversation going on between Kate and Jamie that is very Canadian, and I don't know all the references. Mary says, I went to the Lion Brand and got on that special, right? I bought some of that fluffy yarn. Not sure what to do with it yet. I will have an idea for you, hopefully before the end of the month, if you have animals. And Kathleen says, crocheting keeps me from unraveling. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy. She says, hi, Melanie. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, too. Hello. Mary says, we got a lot of snow in West Texas. Wow. Are you enjoying the snow or are you ready for it to be gone now? I enjoyed it for like 2 days and then we were holed up in the house. Oh my gosh, I got to tell you this story. So we, like I mentioned earlier, we have a very steep driveway. It's probably about 30 degrees, somewhere between 30 and 40. Anyway, it's a very steep driveway. It's also concrete. Now, it does have grooves in it to help get traction and get up the road when it rains. But when it snows or even when it freezes, that becomes like a sheet of ice, right? So we don't bother to try and go up and down that driveway because it ain't going to happen. Well, so I didn't even, I was supposed to go to my mom's for Christmas Day. I didn't even do that because it was bad. So just to be safe, we decided to stay home for Christmas. But we were going the following Sunday. I was going because my sister was in town. So, and it had gotten warm enough where stuff was starting to melt. But the problem is that there was still on the top of my driveway was a patch of ice. So I back up the car and I go down the driveway. My car starts out like this way, kind of angled, but I slid and it was this way. Now you gotta understand my driveway has like, the car can topple over the side of my driveway type of deal. So it slid this way. I was so scared, but I made it back down the driveway. I made it down the driveway fine. I inched along. It took me a good 15 minutes just to get down my driveway. But yeah, that was a little scary. It melted when we got home, so there's no problems when we got home, and there hasn't been any problems since. But so now we know we need to salt the top of our drive if we can, or melt it in some way. But that was a little scary. All right. Anyway, I've totally gotten way off track on my chat. So let me see if I can't catch up. Quarter gas unraveling, planner's pattern. Oh, okay. So Lori says, I bought the Jada Instant just seasonal planners and pattern notes template packs. I didn't know that she had something like that. I will print those out and add them to my Happy Planner Big Book. That's awesome. I love that. That's a great idea. And Maribel says, hi, Nancy. Mary says, we got a lot of snow in West Texas, which I read that. Okay, so Bev says, number one, the worst thing, I think, or the best thing. I think the best thing is she lost her job. Number two, the worst thing, she lost her job. And number three, an unexpected joy, she lost her job. Yeah, I can see where that would be everything all wrapped together. Best thing to happen, my son and his fiance moved in. That's nice. You get to see your son all the time. Oh, I got some crazy hair going on here. All right. Most challenging, my son and his fiance moved in, right? Linda says, realizing how relaxing crochet is and the lovely people in the crochet community isn't the crochet community amazing? I love it. I really, really do. Cheryl says, hey, just popped in. Just glad to see you. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks so much for popping in. I appreciate it. Mary says, the best thing I got back to crocheting, challenging while crocheting. I think this thing is challenging, but it's also crocheting, so it's relaxing. So and crochet is what you make it. There's a relaxation aspect of it, and then there's the challenge aspect of it, which is good because you want to challenge your mind all the time. Cheryl says, I got the 5 for 10 deal from Lion Brand and went nuts. Yes. I don't blame you. I think I ended up with like 20 skeins I bought. But yeah, that's a good deal. And Cheryl says, Happy New Year. Lori says, hidden blessing, discovered all my YouTube yarny and crafty friends, right? I had no clue. I had no clue until I got in here and started moving around and stuff. in the yarny community. Amazing. Tammy says, best thing and an unexpected thing, finding all my hooker friends here on YouTube. Most challenging, trying to adjust to being retired. So what's challenging about being retired? And I ask that honestly. I figure for me, one day when I retire is I like to have set things to do. I cannot stand to just not do anything all day. I don't like that. So I like having things to do and get done. Now, I do think that I'll enjoy it because I'll have more time to dedicate to this channel, more time to crochet. But of course, all of that is like 15, 20 years down the road. I just turned 46. So that gives you an idea. But yeah, I just turned like a month ago. Jean says the joy part of my year is my daughter and yarn. The challenging part was ongoing chronic pain. I am so sorry, Jean. Unexpected would be learning how to do therapy with a mask on. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, and that's the thing too, is we want to join a gym this year. My family, we do a lot better with exercise when we go to a gym. We have set times and we go to a gym. Not necessarily. I feel like if we got something in the house, and we've done this before, we've had exercise machines in the house. You get caught up in that. Oh, I'll do it later. But with the gym, you know that, okay, it's only open from this time to this time. So I need to make sure that I schedule my day in a way that I can get at least 30 minutes to an hour at the gym. We usually spend more like an hour to 2 hours at the gym when we go. So, but with the increases with COVID and everything, so we're talking about putting that on hold until we can get the vaccine. So, and it could be a while before we're able to get the vaccine. But anyway, Veronica says, hi, Nancy. And Mary says, I do have a bunch of animals. It melts. Then ugly mud and ice. Yes. Yep. Black ice is horrible. Yes. And I have a bunch of animals too. Me and you both. I have 3 cats and 3 dogs in a little itty bitty house. Ingrid. There's my sign. I lost my place. All right, I'm finding my place again. Oh, Kathleen, I'm sorry. You were like trying to tell me. So Crochet Keeps Me From Unraveling is the name of the crochet planner that is on Amazon. You were trying to tell me that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Crochet does keep you from unraveling. I'm so sorry about that. Totally. Phew. Right. Okay. All right, here I found. Okay, so Ingrid's here. Hi, Ingrid. She says, hello, Mel, and all the lovely yarny friends. Kathleen said, I just read that. So if you're looking for the crochet planner on Amazon, look up Crocheting Keeps Me From Unraveling Crochet Planner, and you should be able to find it. I haven't tested it yet. Veronica says, Ingrid, hello. Jamie just says, dot. Maribel says, hello again, Ingrid. And Ingrid says, hi, V. And yes, hello again, Maribel. Lori says, the JIS stuff is in her Etsy shop, I think. Okay, cool. Then I will go check out her Etsy shop. Nancy says, hi, Maribel. Bev says, so my job was not good. I suppose you gathered that. Yes, I gathered that. So it's stressful when you lose a job, but when you find out that was the best thing that ever happened to you, there's a sense of relief in weightlifting that you cannot, yeah. I understand where you're coming from, Bev. Nancy says, hi, Veronica and Ingrid. Kathleen says, Joy, part of year, submitted papers to retire from work. Congratulations, Kathleen. Tammy can talk to you about that. Challenging was due to COVID, had to work from home. Unexpected, had to work from home after 26 years of working in the office setting. And if you're a social butterfly, that's hard. That's really hard. I'm not. Nancy says, best and joyful, going to be grandparents again. Woohoo! Shale says, I'm here working on a cowl for a challenge with Set His Place. I need to go. I used to check out Set His Place a lot, but I haven't been there lately. I need to go check that out. Bev says, hi, Ingrid. Ingrid says, ooh, and there's Lori. Hi, Lori. XOXO. Judy says, 1, I got my knee replaced. So that was the single best thing that happened to her. 2, my father died of COVID, and I'm so sorry for your loss. That's a horrible thing to have happen. So I'm very sorry about your loss. But that was the most challenging thing that happened for Judy. And then 3, the unexpected joy in the past year is I found the YouTube yarn community and started my channel. Yes. Nancy says, I resisted temptation as far as Lion Brand. Good for you, Nancy. I didn't. Veronica says, I'm working on the crochet poncho. Cool. Is this a poncho that you're creating? Is it your design, or are you working on somebody else's design? David says, between the 5 for 10 and clearance yarns I bought, I have 20 skeins headed towards me in the mail, all on a gift certificate, which is awesome. That's the one that your sister got you, right? Cheryl says, all cakes to $60 with cannot. Not sure what you're saying there, Cheryl. Something about maybe you spent $60 on getting just cakes at the Lion Brand sale. I'm not sure. And Bev says, oh, David, that sounds great. Hang on. Backing it up. Okay, now I found my spot. Meryl says, being able to work from home all 5 days. That was the single best thing that happened in 2020. The worst thing for like 6 months, my husband was home 24/7 due to no work. That would drive me naughty. So I understand that. And 3, which is the unexpected joy, meeting so many great yarny friends, right? Kate says, David, I have 30 skeins coming from the 5 for 10. Those gift cards aren't going to spend themselves. Right? Hirschner's has a free shipping code, which is amazing. Love some Hirschner's. It's ship free 21. It's good until January 18th. Thank you, Lori. That's amazing information. Lori, you are in the Facebook group. Did you post that information in the Facebook group? Because they would love it. Make sure you do that. I'm saying that like, get on it. Here's your task for today, Lori. Do it if you want. Okay. If I remember, I'll do it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be barking orders. That was the mom in me coming out. Bear with me. I ordered some of the new Hirschner's Heathers to make a vest for Reggie's Vest Challenge. Cool. Ooh, that's so cool. So what are you doing? What is everybody doing for the Facebook challenge? Our Facebook group challenge. Have you guys seen that video? Julie posted it yesterday. But yeah, what does anybody have any ideas what they're planning on doing for the January challenge for Facebook? Don't forget, you can win prizes. Now, it's not going to be like, I think it's a random winning prizes. I know it's random. So I am working on something, and I'm using that beautiful Key Largo tweed hometown yarn, which is so soft and so lovely to work with. Oh, Sanita says, dang, Lori, I just ordered from Hirschner's. Sanita, if you don't have honey yet, make sure you get honey, because sometimes it'll have those codes stored in there, and they'll automatically try and apply any codes that have been used recently. But honey's a great tool to have. And Ingrid says, ooh, David, that sounds yummy. Hope we get to see an unboxing. Wink, wink. Veronica says the mandala tweed stripes and Joanne is at Joanne's for $3.99, which is really good. That's a good deal. Crystal says, I just got on. Hi, everyone. Hi, Crystal. So nice to see you. And David says, plan to do an unboxing. Ingrid, I plan to do an unboxing video when I have both shipments. One is expected today and the other hasn't shipped yet. I feel you on that one. I've done that before, where I ordered a bunch of stuff and then like a few days later I ordered a bunch more. So I waited until I had both shipments to do one video. And Linda says, hi, everyone from the UK. Hi, Linda. It's always nice. Which you've been here. You've been in the chat. Tammy says, I do enjoy it, but I have to have something to do as well. So I'm crocheting a lot. Blessing in disguise, I guess, right? Yep. I like to have my day filled out. Do you like gardening? I know my mom, she retired to enjoy her gardening. Ingrid says, hi, Linda. Jean says, hi, Linda. Are you the Linda with her own channel? If so, oops, sorry, Linda. I love your channel. Yes, Linda has her own channel. Bev says, hi, Crystal. Hi, Linda. Crystal says, hi, Ditmer. Or hi, Bev. Linda says, hi, Jean. Yes, I am. Thank you. Veronica says, hi, Crystal. Ingrid says, looking forward to the second shipment coming soon then for that unboxing. And Crystal says, hi, Veronica. I don't think I'm ever going to keep up, you guys, but I'm trying here. Yes, Jamie, Yarn Hookers is at my channel this afternoon. You're absolutely correct. And Jean says, oh, that's wonderful, Linda. Thank you for making my days better with your lovely new channel. Nancy says, challenging was we had a tropical storm a few months ago. Ooh, that is challenging. And I remember that you were out of power. The neighborhood got flooded. Couldn't leave the house for a few days. Isn't that tough when you can't leave the house? Best thing, meeting awesome friends here. And this is from Ingrid. Meeting awesome friends here on YouTube and beginning my channel. Yay. Bad, having a heart attack. That is bad. I hope you're feeling way better. And challenge, getting used to having a heart at 45% capacity. Oh, wow. So do you get worn out more easily? Is there a way that you can increase that capacity? I'm just, I'm wondering about that. And my heart goes out to you. And Veronica is designing her own poncho. So keep an eye out on her channel for that. Lori says, I'm working on my first hat, not hate hat for 2021. First time to make a hat with bulky yarn. I love bulky yarn for hat making. It's so quick. Now I see why everyone likes to do this. Exactly. Mary says, I'm getting to be such a hoarder of yarn. Is this a bad thing? LOL. I don't think so. I hoard some yarn. Now I will tell you, when my yarn starts to really pile up is when you start getting a lot of these amazing deals. So if I buy yarn at full price or like above $3 or more, I have a very specific thing in mind for that yarn. What ends up happening and how I end up getting way too much yarn is when it gets down to $2 or less, I will buy at least 1,000 yards of that yarn, of a yarn that even if I don't have a plan for it, I will make a plan for it, but I get it. I get it at that cheaper price. Yarns that I've been wanting to try type of deal. Mary says, have you done anything with that cover story yarn? I have not. I cannot cover story. That's that huge ball of yarn, right? That's like $30, but it's on sale for about $20, right? I get so interested in the other yarns that I tend to not do anything with that. So I have never done anything with cover story yarn. It's the same reason why I haven't bought any of the anniversary cakes either. I'm sorry, I was laughing at Cheryl. Cheryl says $60 on Lion brand cakes. So 20 cakes coming my way. Sorry, cannot wait for them. I bet you can't. So you have 20 cakes coming your way. That's amazing. Maribel says Lion brand definitely got me. Bought 25 low tide. And I was going to do the low tide deal and I ended up not doing that. When they had the low tide on their special, I think it was like 4 for 10 or something. But I ended up not doing that. I wish I had, because it was beautiful colors. Like these muted colors. It was gorgeous. Bought 25 low tide and like 20 amazing lace. Then Hirschner's offered me 30% off and bought from them. Can't remember what I bought. So you'll see when it comes in. It'll be like a present. Crystal says, I don't understand the challenge on Facebook. Okay. We will talk about that more tonight, Crystal. So are you able to join us? And if you're not able to join us, then just make sure you post a question that you're not understanding. And but I will tell you, really the challenge is to try something that you've never done before. That is the challenge for January. It's a new year. Try something new. Jamie says, Kate, may I ask how much shipping was for your Lion brand order? And Cheryl says, there it is. Correction, 25 cakes. And Michael's had a deal, got a cart for 20 plus 4 cakes. So you got a whip cart? Awesome. I love my cart. I still have whips all over the place, but especially with Christmas and everything. But I did get all my Christmas. I didn't get the blankets done, but I got all my Christmas presents done. I made, which some of y'all may have seen this in the Yarn Hookers chat. But I made, do I have it here? Here we go. I made these, which I followed a pattern from Pamela's Adoring Crochet. So I made some of those. That's not the only towel I used. I had another one that says love is a 4-legged word, and it had paw prints on it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and I know I'm catching up on comments still, but I like asking the questions, and I only have like 15 minutes left, so I have to make myself stop. Otherwise, I'll keep on going on for hours, and then I don't get other stuff done. So I'm going to ask the 4th question. It's actually the 5th question on my list, but this will be the last question I ask while I still go through the comments and everything. So pick 3 words, and I'm sure some of you guys are going to have choice words. So keep it clean. Keep it relatively clean. Okay. So pick 3 words to describe 2020. And I'm not going to give my 3 words. I want to hear what you guys would pick. Judy. Okay. So Judy at Peace Witchcraft has a super cool make-along related to birthstones. That sounds cool. So Peace Witchcraft is the name of her channel. She is keeping it totally doable and fun. Sorry, don't do Facebook as I need to guard privacy closely due to patients I work with. Totally get that, Jean. I totally get that. Lori says, haha, I'll get right on it posting the code. Thank you, Lori. Me being so bossy. I'm going to try knitting a washcloth for the January challenge. It's awesome. I'm excited about that. Veronica says, hi, Linda. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Tammy says, I posted my challenge pic, which I saw that. Wait, no, I haven't seen yours yet. I saw Linda's. I posted my challenge pic last night, made a wide neck triangle cowl. That sounds cool. I can't wait to see that pic. I got to go check that out. Tammy says, I love to work in my yard, but I can't due to back surgery. I understand. I had back surgery 1 year after my just a little story about that. So I've had several surgeries in my life for different things. But the first surgery that I ever had was a C-section for my daughter, who decided that she wanted to say goodbye, cruel world, and wrap her cord around her neck. And anyway, we took her out. She's fine. Everything went well. Then about 1 year after that, I had surgery on my back due to now this is going to be a magic word today, schwannoma tumor on my spinal cord. And that it's so, and I found out about it because I kept getting, so my sciatic nerve was going nuts. And while I was pregnant, they blamed it on pregnancy. Well, when it didn't go away for several months, even with steroids, when after my pregnancy, they put me under and gave me an MRI, and they found the tumor. It was like on my lower back. Anyway, had that surgery. So I understand that and the muscles get, not only is, and I don't know what you had your back surgery for. If you had like, could the stuff in between was impacted and stuff like that, or you had to have a fusion. I totally get that. Fortunately, they just cut a little piece out of one of the round things in your spine to get to the nerve column and then remove that schwannoma tumor. But my muscles, because of course I sucked at physical therapy, my muscles are so tight in my lower back. So anytime I have back pains, that's usually where it is. Anyway, that's just story time. Okay. So Nancy says we did have power actually. Oh, I thought you lost some power. Okay. That's good. Okay, I'm really glad that the flooding didn't reach your house. Emmy says, "Hi Mel." Hi Emmy. How are you? And Sanita says, "Yay, Lori, welcome to the Blue Army." Nancy says, "I tried knitting again. It's not easy. It's not easy for me." And in fact, I was watching Cinnamon Stitches talk about it, and it took her, she said it took her, 2-3 years to learn knitting. It was on the one live that she did. She doesn't do many lives, but she was talking about knitting. And I'll try it again at some point in time, but I have so much to do with just crochet. I'm okay with just sticking to crochet. Linda says, "I made Julie's beret. Cool. With King Cole chunky yarn. It turned out beautiful." I bet it did. That's awesome. Emmy says, "I have decided that I am a yarn hoarder, but I don't hoard many matching colors," right? But hey, if they kind of complement each other or even contrast with each other, you don't have to have matching colors. You can have rainbow stuff. It's awesome. And Linda says, "I started with a few skeins of yarn in November and now have 11 shells of yarn." Yes, ma'am. I understand that. I have done that so many times. So many times. I'm backing up. I lost my spot. Here we go. And Nancy says, I haven't bought any anniversary cakes. Neither have I. I haven't bought them. No, I mean, I know Kate, she did Lemon's challenge, and she came up with like 4 projects out of one anniversary cake, but I don't know. The giant cakes like that are not appealing to me. And that may just be me, but they're just not appealing to me. And Sandra says, 1, my grandson was born. Congratulations. 2 says, I couldn't see him for 7 months. That sucks. I'm sorry. And I haven't been able to see my mom for 9 months. That's hard. That's really hard. I understand that. She's in an assisted living facility. Yeah, I understand that. I've been able to see my mom, but we live very close to each other. So she while she's just in that age group that is high risk for COVID, we live in a very small area, which while it has been impacted by COVID, it's not as greatly as some areas. So, and I don't go out that much. And of course, my mom was already, I'm not even gonna get into that. My mom goes shopping and stuff. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. I won't even get into that. My mom can be frustrating on that level sometimes. And 3, meeting a lot of new people. Yes. So you're talking about like through the Yarny community, meeting a lot of new people. Yeah, that's been amazing. It really has. You all are amazeballs. Just saying. You're amazing. Thank you. Ambi says, hello. Hi, Ambi. So nice to see you. Jean says, welcome to the club, Linda. I blame being locked down, right? I have one of my cups that I make, and I don't like plug myself that often, but I do some in my Etsy shop and then on my website and a couple other places I have where you can buy like novelty items, I guess, crochet items. But one of them, and this is my favorite thing, and I'm going to keep it up even though 2020 is over now. It still works. I think it's appropriate, but it's something that I came up with, and it says, in 2020 I learned that it's not yarn hoarding. It's, oh my god, now I don't even remember what I said, but it's something like it's crochet prep. Something like that. Anyway, I found it very amusing. And I gave those actually throughout this year. I gave out a couple of those cups. Anyway, that's my shameless plug for the day. I just thought it was kind of neat. And Jean says, low tide is gorgeous, super soft, and the tones are so subtle. It was a 5 for 10. Okay, yeah, it was a 5, and I didn't take advantage of it, and I wish I had. No, but now that it's not on the 5 for 10. That was one of those 5 for 10 deals that they did just that brand of yarn, and then it was for, I think, the weekend, and then it was done. They didn't sell that, have the sale on that yarn anymore. Whereas some of the 5 for 10 deals, they just keep adding on yarn. Emmy says, perfect. I'm starting a cable blanket today. Ooh, I can't wait to see that, Emmy. Crystal says, okay, makes sense. Thank you, Mel. And I'm not sure if I can make it tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. But we'll miss you. But hey, you know what? You do what you got to do. And you can always catch the replay. And of course, we'll be back on next week. Linda says, catch y'all later. I'm off to my evening meal as it is 5:15 p.m. here. Yes, that's right. You're in the UK. So have a good meal. Lori says, okay, Mel, posted the Hirschner's code. Thank you. I'll get it approved if it hasn't been approved by the time I get done. On the Yarn Hookers Facebook page is pending approval along with the post of my planner cover page and year-long challenge. Okay. I will take a look at that and get you approved. We've all been busy this morning, so sorry about that. Jean says, have a great night, Linda. Ingrid says, unfortunately, yes, I do get worn out more quickly and struggle to get enough oxygen due to the heart failure. Lungs fill up with the water. Left ventricle, unfortunately, is dead. I am so sorry, Ingrid. You take care of yourself. But grateful I am here. I am grateful you're here too, Ingrid. I really am. Yeah, take care of yourself. I need to do that too. So that's hence the gym once we get vaccinated. Linda says lockdown, family, and crochet. That's the 3 words for the 2020. Yes, ma'am. That's a good one. Sanita says an introvert's blessing, right? Thank you. Amy says, sad, creative, and extroverted nightmare. Yes, that's so true. Ambi says, Veronica, Veronica, I'm just south of Atlanta. Hey, Ambi, I'm actually not too far from you because I'm only, I'm in North Carolina, but I'm just 30 minutes from the North Georgia border. I'm in, right there. So I'm actually not too far. I think about 2 hours from Atlanta. That's funny, Lori. And actually, I saw there was a Grinch ornament that said that. Lori. So Lori says, "Stink, stink, stunk" are my 3 words for 2020. Okay, gotta run over to your university with Reggie. I'm late to class. Okay, bye. Thank you for joining me, Lori. Maribel says sad, infuriating, and frustrating. Yeah, it can be. It was a difficult year for the most part. Veronica says, nice, Ambi. And Tammy says, yes. All right. And you guys, I'm not going to ask any more questions. I'm going to finish out the comments and then I'm actually going to wrap it up because we're real close to my hour-and-a-half mark, which I like to keep it at. Ambi says, my wasted year. I understand that. Judy says, overwhelming, frustrating, quiet due to social distancing. Yes, ma'am. That is so true. Oh, okay. So Judy says she had a cyst removed from a nerve root on her lower spine in 2007. Back has never been the same. Thank you. And that's which I guess cyst and tumor, they're similar. And fortunately I had very little side effects. So I just had and because I could have come out of it with drop foot, which is where if you see people drag their foot, that's drop foot. I did not have that. I ended up coming out of it with just a little bit of nerve damage in my foot, and it was the opposite foot. And it was the opposite foot from what they expected. I will tell you though, neurosurgeons, not the best bedside, at least mine, not the best bedside manner. I came out of it. I'm throwing up from the anesthesia. I come out of it. I'm throwing up from the anesthesia. He's pressing on my foot, telling me, push it forward, push it, like yelling at me to make sure I still had movement, that he didn't damage any nerves and stuff. So I'm like, I'm confused because I'm just coming out of it. I'm throwing up over here. He's yelling me to push my foot forward. It was, yeah, that was a traumatic way to wake up. Hi, Ursula. So nice to see you. I was just saying to Julie, I haven't seen you that much lately, so I'm so pleased to see you. And Ursula says, hi, Melanie, and all in the chat. So glad I caught you guys. And Ursula says, hi, Veronica. Hello. Ambi says, right now, me and my mom are sick. Oh, no. What are you guys sick from? Just like, like a regular cold, or what's going on? Tammy said I had a fusion. Yes. Okay. And I'm so far behind you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Okay, Tammy says I had a fusion. Yes, and that's difficult. Not sure I would have done it if I knew how awful it would be a year later. I'm so sorry about that. My daughter, which I think I've talked about this before, my daughter had a fusion, but her fusion was because of severe scoliosis. So she's actually still a little twisted. Her hip's higher than the other, and her shoulders aren't completely even yet. And it was interesting. Her back before the surgery, she had like one shoulder blade going in and one shoulder blade like kind of pointing out. It was interesting. Anyway, yeah, fusions are no fun, and she still experiences. I did get her to physical therapy last year to help with some of the pain that she experiences from it, which she's supposed to be continuing to do her exercise, but she's also 16, so we'll see how that goes. I didn't do it at 20 something, so I'm sorry, at 30. Yeah, I was 30 when I had my back surgery. 30, 31. And Veronica says, hello, my sweet Ursula. And Sandra says, hello, Ursula. Ursula says, we need 10 more thumbs up. Thank you, Ursula. I really appreciate it. And Ursula says, hi, Sandra. Crystal says, frustrating. Some words I can say on here is my 3. So frustrating, and then there's other words that like you can't say. Ingrid says overwhelming, friends, and crochet. I like that, Ingrid. I like that a lot. Oh, I understand. So Ursula's been shooting tutorials today and lurking. Yep, I do that usually on Sundays. So I get that. And Ursula says, I'm with you there, Melanie. I don't know what to do with those giant cakes. Well, overall, I don't like working with thicker yarn. I am a lover of thicker yarn. But to each his own. I get that. and the thing is depends on what you want to make, honestly. Like there's some shawl stuff that is better with a thinner yarn, like a 3-weight or even a 2-weight, and they may take longer to make, but the drape that you get from a lighter weight yarn is amazing. Nancy says, hi, Ursula. And Ursula says, hi, Nancy. Ingrid says, hello, Miss Ursula. How is the tutorial coming along? Making headway? Mary says, hi, Mary. How are you? And Ursula says, yes, Melanie, your mom does not want to listen. Yes, thank you. Parents can be so naughty, and it's a pity there's no naughty corner for them, right? So you understand. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. But what are you going to do? I don't know. I do what I can. Veronica says, hi, Mary. Cheryl says, when I get older, watching your channels and others, whole new world opened up. And now I cannot seem to have enough 3 jars of hooks and like 5 to 6 or so totes of yarn, different types and ways. You're talking about, so you keep on getting more hooks and yarns and stuff like that. I feel you. I've been good on the hooks. Though I was eyeballing furls. They had a deal on the gold hooks, but not on the size. So when I do decide to purchase furls, which I probably will get a couple this year, my first one will be a 5.5 millimeter, and my second one will be a 8 millimeter. But I really want the Andromeda. That's those ones, because I love the look of those. So I'm gonna wait until I can get those again, because they're sold out right now. Ursula says, Cheryl, I agree. The thing is, like a child who can now, 40 years later, afford to buy their own toys. Yes, that is so great, right? Cheryl says, for decades, all I had was 1 hook and only 4-weight yarn. New world now, right? Cheryl says, Granny D, total. Oh, what did I miss? Granny D's in here. Hi, Granny. I must have missed her coming in. I'm sorry. But Cheryl says, totally agree. I am drowning in it, but I'm okay, really. And Bev says, hi, Amby. Nice to see you. Ursula says, hi, Bev. And I'm catching up, you guys. I know. I think I'm almost caught up. Yay. Amby says, hi, Bev. Ursula says, need 9 more thumbs up. Thank you, Ursula. You rock. And Jean says, thanks, Melanie, for the live and wishing everyone a peaceful weekend. Thank you, Jean, for joining me. I appreciate it. Ursula says, my 3 words for 2020, traumatic, YouTube friends, and crochet heaven. Amen, sister. Amen. Right? And she says, be right back. Amy says, I'm facing surgery on 5/6 due to spinal stenosis and a spinal cord injury. Well, you will be in my thoughts, Sammy. And 5/6, wow, that's way. Surgery on C5, C6, and C7. Okay, so are they fusing it, Emmy? And Amby says, just have colds, but mom's is in her chest. That's what my husband always gets to his chest. He always gets bronchitis. And if he doesn't take care of the bronchitis in time, he gets pneumonia. Mine is a head cold with a bit of tummy trouble. Well, in head colds, you end up with that postnasal drainage, which can upset your stomach. So I understand that. Veronica says, LOL, Ursula. And Crystal says, my spine messed up from my neck to my butt because of me texting so much. It's a C4, C5, C6 that the chiropractor is working with me. And yes, like the bad words, Mel. All right. I get it. Well, I hope that the chiropractor can help you with the spine, because that's tough. That is really tough. And Bev says, thank you, Mel. See you again soon. Take care. Thank you. You take care as well. Amy says, yikes, Crystal. And Crystal says, exactly, Emma. Ingrid says, 2 hours ago, I was in a wheelchair for 2 years ago. Not 2 hours. 2 years ago, I was in a wheelchair for 4 years due to my back. Had spinal fusion and therapy to walk again. So grateful, but pain is ever present in some places. And feet, no feeling. Still grateful to walk. Ingrid, I understand the feet. I take medication for. I have like mine is part numb, part. I always have pins and needles in my feet, so I'm always in pain on my feet. It's amazing what you get used to. It really is. And Crystal says, Emmy, sorry. And Emmy says, oh no, Ingrid, good with the bad, right? Isn't that the way life is, though? Kathy Ann. Hi, Kathy Ann. So nice to see you. Enjoyed your live. See you this afternoon. Thank you so much. We will see you this afternoon. And Sandra says, enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful new year as well. And Ingrid says, yes, Emmy, I like to think the glass is half full rather than half empty. Absolutely. Sandra says, enjoyed. I hope to see you soon and have a wonderful new year. You do the same, Sandra. Thank you so much for joining me. Amby says, yep. Emmy says, thanks. Not sure yet. Neurosurgeon is still deciding. Maybe a graft. Okay. Well, keep us in the loop, because I understand that's not easy. And I also know that going into surgery like that is a little scary. Know from experience, it can be a little scary, especially whenever they're messing with your spine. So yeah, holler at me if you need anything. Crystal says, Ingrid, that's what my grandpa always said. All right, and I think I am caught up with the cut things now. 7 minutes overtime. David says, regarding half full, half empty, depends on what's in the glass. Oh my gosh, David. I always like a half full glass, regardless of what's in it. Okay, maybe not with V8. I really don't like V8. All right, you guys, I am done for today. I am going to go ahead and head out. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me this morning. I really, really appreciate you. And yeah, I will see you tonight at 5 p.m. with Yarn Hookers. It's on my channel, so just come back to the same place. This is where we're going to be. And tonight we're going to be talking about yarn hookers in 2021. So what we have planned for this coming year. Okay, but you guys, again, you have an amazing day. Thank you so much. Mwah. Bye-bye.